Hostels are dead for anyone over 30, right? Well, that's what I used to think. Today we're diving headfirst into a question that's been nagging at me. And maybe you too for a while now. Can you still enjoy the magic of hostels when your passport has more stamps than a post office and your knees have a few more creaks than they used to? We're going to pull back the curtain on this whole "am I too old for hostels" thing. Explore why we even ask it. And maybe, just maybe, uncover some surprising truths. Stick around, because what I found out might just change how you plan your next adventure. I still remember my first hostel experience like it was yesterday, even though yesterday was, well, let's just say a good few yesterdays ago. I was barely out of my teens, backpacking through Europe with a ridiculously oversized backpack and a heart full of wanderlust. Hostels were my jam. They were vibrant, loud, cheap, and overflowing with people just like me. Wide-eyed, a little clueless, huh? And absolutely ready for anything. I'd walk into a common room, and within minutes, I'd have a travel buddy for the next week, a recommendation for the best street food, and an invitation to some impromptu adventure. I remember one night in Florence, crammed into a dorm with 7 other people I'd just met. We were all sharing stories, laughing until our stomachs hurt, and planning a spontaneous day trip to Cinque Terre the next morning. It wasn't about the plush hotel beds or the room service. It was about the connection, the shared experience, the feeling of being part of something bigger than myself. The energy was contagious, and the friendships forged over cheap pasta and even cheaper wine felt like they'd last a lifetime. Those were the days when hostels were the undisputed kings of budget travel, offering not just a bed, but an entire universe of social interaction and unexpected delights. And let's be honest, those budget-friendly prices were a godsend when my bank account was typically doing a slow, painful crawl towards zero. From late-night philosophical debates in a common room in Berlin, to swapping travel hacks over breakfast in Barcelona, hostels were the backdrop to some of my most cherished travel memories. The camaraderie was real. The spontaneity was thrilling. And the sheer number of different accents and stories you'd hear in a single day was mind-blowing. But then, as tends to happen, life went on. My backpack got smaller, my budget got bigger, and my tolerance for questionable mattresses and snoring dorm mates got, well, let's just say it diminished. For years, I just assumed hostels were a chapter closed, a youthful adventure ticked off the list. I started opting for hotels, then Airbnbs, craving that guaranteed privacy, that quiet space, that certainty of a good night's sleep. And somewhere along the way, a nagging thought began to creep in. Am I too old for this now? It wasn't just about the physical comforts, or lack thereof, it was a mental hurdle. I started picturing myself, a person of a certain vintage, walking into a dorm full of fresh-faced gap-year students. Would I be seen as the weird old person trying to relive their youth? Would I be able to keep up with their late-night antics? The thought of navigating a potentially rowdy common area, or worse, feeling like I was intruding on their youthful fun, filled me with a quiet dread. I worried about the noise, not just from parties, but from the general hustle and bustle of a busy hostel. I pictured trying to get some sleep while someone above me shuffled their belongings at 2 a.m. Or a group giggled loudly outside my door. The privacy issue was huge. No more communal showers. No more sleeping with one eye open. No more trying to change clothes discreetly behind a tiny curtain. It felt like a regression, a step backward from the comfort I'd grown accustomed to. I started to believe the stereotype that hostels were exclusively for the young, wild, and free. And that I, with my sensible walking shoes and early bedtime preferences, no longer fit the mold. But here's the thing about stereotypes. They often don't keep up with reality. The hostel scene of today isn't the same as the one I knew back in my backpacking glory days. For years, the word hostel conjured images of cramped, dingy dorms, sticky floors, and a perpetual scent of stale beer. And yeah, for a while, that was often the truth, especially in some corners of the world. They were budget-focused, party-centric, and definitely not for the faint of heart or anyone over the age of 25. However, the world, and specifically the travel industry, has changed dramatically. Modern hostels have undergone a serious glow-up. Think about it. They've evolved. They're not just catering to the hardcore backpacker anymore. Today, you'll find hostels that feel more like boutique hotels. With stylish decor, amazing amenities, and a vibe that says chic more than cheap. Many now offer private rooms with ensuite bathrooms, often at prices that still beat out traditional hotels. This was a game changer for me. The idea of getting the social benefits of a hostel without sacrificing the privacy and quiet of my own space. Now we're talking. They've also diversified their common areas. You still have the lively bars and social hubs, but many hostels now have quiet reading nooks, co-working spaces with super-fast Wi-Fi, and even dedicated chill-out zones where you can actually hear yourself think. They've recognized that travelers, even younger ones, appreciate different types of spaces. Some even have incredible rooftop bars, gourmet kitchens for guest use, and organized activities that go way beyond just pub crawls. Think cooking classes, walking tours, and yoga sessions. It's like they grew up right alongside me, realizing that travel isn't just about partying. It's about connection, experience, and sometimes just a really good cup of coffee in a comfy chair. The contemporary hostel scene is responding to a wider demographic, including older travelers, families, and digital nomads, all looking for value, community, and often a touch of style. They're cleaner, safer, and far more sophisticated than their predecessors. Now, while the cost savings are always a bonus, let's not pretend they aren't. The real gold mine of the hostel experience, especially for someone who might otherwise feel a bit isolated on a solo trip, is the connection. Imagine this. You're sitting at a communal breakfast table, sipping your coffee, and striking up a conversation with someone from halfway across the world. You share stories of your travels, maybe swap tips about the best local hidden gems, or even find yourself planning an impromptu excursion together. That's the magic. It's a genuine opportunity to break down social barriers, to learn about different cultures firsthand, and to gain perspectives you just wouldn't get if you were isolated in a hotel room. This is especially true for solo travelers. Hotels can feel isolating, but a hostel acts as an instant community. You're never really alone unless you choose to be. I remember one evening, I was feeling a bit down after a long day of sightseeing, and I just wanted to commiserate. I walked into the common room, and within minutes, I was chatting with a retired couple from Australia, a young artist from Canada, and a techie from Japan. We ended up sharing a bottle of wine, laughing about travel mishaps, and by the end of the night, my spirits were completely lifted. It's like a global living room, where everyone has a story to tell and an ear to lend. It fosters a strong sense of camaraderie, turning strangers into temporary travel families. These aren't just fleeting encounters. They're enriching experiences that add layers to your journey and often result in lasting memories, and sometimes even lifelong friendships. The insights you gain from talking to someone who grew up in a completely different world are priceless. It's a constant exchange of ideas, perspectives, and human warmth. So after all this internal debate, all the worrying and overthinking. Here's my takeaway. The idea that you're too old for hostels is, frankly, just a load of bunk. Age is nothing but a number when it comes to the spirit of adventure. What truly matters is an open mind, a willingness to connect, and a desire to experience the world beyond the typical tourist traps. My recent experience with modern hostels has completely flipped my old notions on their head. I found that by doing a little research, checking reviews, looking at photos, and paying attention to the vibe described by other travelers, you can find a hostel that perfectly matches your preferences. There are quiet, comfortable hostels designed for relaxation. And there are still the lively party hostels for those who want that scene. The choice is yours. Don't let preconceived notions about what a hostel used to be, or who is supposed to stay there, hold you back. Hostels today offer an incredible blend of affordability, community, and often surprising comfort and style. They are a testament to the enduring appeal of open roads and shared stories, proving that the spirit of adventure truly knows no age. So, go ahead, give a modern hostel a chance. You might just find your new favorite way to travel. If you're ready to ditch the travel myths and explore more real-world travel tips, check out this video next.